Trinidadian government minister still being grilled by police in a corruption investigation. And in sports, two former Cayman Islands football execs charged with financial crimes. I'm Dawn Paris, and this is Caribbean in 10 for Friday, August 9th. I'll be back with the details after the break.
I was thinking about maybe a Change of Steps reunion, because now that we helped you when you were teens, now that you're adults, everybody still needs help, and guidance, because even at my age, I try to seek out someone, like a life coach or something, because sometimes things can still get stressful for me. And it's like, okay, people think, oh, she don't talk to nobody. Yes, there's someone, even a psychiatrist talk to a psychiatrist. There's somewhere.
Pimentos, hot pepper, and bandana. And we're using this to chunk in the pot. Garlic, pimento, onions, and hot pepper.
What do you wash the chicken with? Yeah, what do you wash the chicken with?
Just flour.
Just flour, no lime, no
Flour,
lemon.
no lime, no soy.
So what does your vegetables do for your stew chicken?
Alright, so we're gonna cover it now for about 5-10 minutes.
Police in Trinidad and Tobago are still questioning Minister of Public Administration Marlene McDonald and her husband on fraud-related charges after they spent the night in custody. McDonald's attorney, senior counsel Pamela Elder, told reporters late last night that her client had been subjected to a long and comprehensive interview by police, and she has been cooperating with lawmen. She's been assisting police with their investigations since early yesterday morning.
At present, no charges have been laid. There are mere allegations that the police officers are investigating. And I must commend the police officers for the courtesy and professionalism they have shown throughout this interview.
Are you representing just Ms. McDonald or her husband as well? Or?
I am representing both parties, but at present I only speak for Minister McDonald, about Minister McDonald.
How is she feeling right now?
Well, you should expect a person who has been in police custody since about 5 o'clock this morning would be extremely tired. Yes? But despite that, she, as I said, she has been fully cooperative with the police officers.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says he will await the outcome of the police investigation before taking any action.
The police investigation turns up anything which requires my attention on my action, then we deal with it then. And we are at that stage now. So what the police has taken her into custody and she's being questioned. And I expect that some outcome, one way or the other, will flow from that. And I, as Prime Minister, will be required to take certain actions, and I will have no difficulty doing that. That's what the job calls for. But a little, a minister finding him or herself in a situation of such interest to the police is a very serious matter.
McDonald and her husband, Michael Carew, were arrested after police executed a search warrant at their home in connection with the corruption probe. Opposition political parties in Haiti say they will resume anti-government protests next week to force President Jovenel Moïse out of office. The warning came after an opposition-inspired attempt to impeach Moïse earlier this week failed to materialize. Opposition legislators have been calling for his removal in the wake of allegations of embezzlement related to PetroCaribe, an oil alliance between Caribbean states and Venezuela to purchase oil on conditions of preferential payment. But Moïse has defended himself against a report of the Superior Court of Accounts and Administrative Litigation into programs and projects funded by PetroCaribe. In their latest attempt to remove Moïse from office, 21 deputies had filed a motion accusing him of high treason, claiming that he had violated the Constitution and was leading the country to the edge of social explosion. But the majority of the deputies, most of whom are aligned to Moïse's party, said the accusers had to provide evidence of violations of the Constitution. Weather forecasters have revised their forecast for this year's hurricane season. The U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says conditions are now more favorable for above normal hurricane activity as El Nino has ended. Seasonal forecasters with NOAA's Climate Prediction Center have increased the likelihood of an above normal Atlantic hurricane season to 45%, up from 30% from the outlook issued in May. NOAA says the likelihood of near normal activity is now at 35%, stating that the chance of below normal activity has dropped to 20%. The number of predicted storms has also been increased. 10 to 17 named storms are now expected with winds of 39 miles per hour or higher, of which 5 to 9 will become hurricanes with winds of 74 miles per hour or greater. That includes 2 to 4 major hurricanes with winds of 111 miles per hour or greater. NOAA says the updated outlook is for the entire 6-month hurricane season, which ends November 30th. There have been 2 named storms so far this year. Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next. To sports now, 2 former Cayman Islands Football Association (CIFA) executives have been charged with offences related to money laundering and false accounting at the association. The Anti-Corruption Commission says the charges against Bruce Blake and Canova Watson follow a complex and protracted investigation. Both have been granted bail and are scheduled to appear in court on August 20th. Blake, a former CIFA vice president, is facing 5 charges of secret commissions contrary to the anti-corruption law, money laundering, and false accounting. Watson, a former CIFA treasurer, is accused of similar offences of secret commissions, money laundering, and false accounting, but he has been slapped with 7 charges. The development comes on the eve of a scheduled visit by FIFA President Gianni Infantino and CONCACAF President Victor Montagliani and a delegation of global football administrators. They're set to decide the fate of funding for the Cayman Islands Football Association, which has been without financial support for 3 years, dating back to the arrest of former President Jeffrey Webb in the FIFA corruption scandal. Teenager Shubman Gill punished West Indies A with his second first-class double hundred, leaving the hosts with a huge victory target and a battle for survival on today's last day of the final 4-day test against India A. The 19-year-old lashed an unbeaten 204, and captain Hanuma Vihari added 118 not out as India piled up an imposing 365 for 4 declared in their second innings at the Brian Lara Stadium on Thursday. West Indies A had been set an imposing 373 to win. They'd safely navigated the 15 overs possible to end on 37 without loss, with left-hander Jeremy Solozano unbeaten on 20, while West Indies need a win to avoid a series whitewash after losing the first 2 matches. And that's Caribbean in 10. Join us again this evening at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.